Hi, all the students. Welcome once again to ASCAT YouTube channel. And today we are going to have a discussion with Aryan Daga. Aryan Daga had his interview of IIM Indore for the IPM program just day before yesterday. And in this discussion, we are going to understand what kind of experience Aryan had, what kind of questions were there, and what the complete observation was. मैं जानता हूं कि ऐसे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स जो अब इंटरव्यूज देने वाले हैं या पॉसिबली इट इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट IIM Indore. Let it be for any B school. Let it be for any of the other IIMs or the other private universities. This discussion with Aryan is going to guide you, help you a lot in understanding what actually happens in an interview. So the first-hand experience of Aryan Daga is going to benefit all the students. So Aryan, welcome on board and कैसा रहा तेरा इंटरव्यू एंड आई नो दैट जब हम इसकी तैयारी कर रहे थे तो वी डिस्कस द लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स एंड आई डू अंडरस्टैंड थोड़ी सी लैक ऑफ क्लैरिटी कि सर क्या पूछा जाएगा दिस दैट सो कैसा रहा ओवरऑल इंटरव्यू एंड योर ऑब्जर्वेशन आई वांट यू टू डिस्कस द कंप्लीट फ्लो ऑफ द इंटरव्यू यस आर्यन ओवर टू यू
So the one thing which I had not anticipated during the interview was the wait before the interview. They do make you sit for a long time before the interview, and you do get out of your zone. And once the interview started, one thing which I had not anticipated was it was quite short. So as an advice to all the students who might appear for further interviews, do remember to make your introduction and everything about yourself pretty concise. And
that
other
is the
than that,
reason, Aryan, just 1 second. That is the reason. In our discussion also, we had a discussion over it. I said all the
yes,
students should be ready with 2 introductions. You people have to see if the panel is patient enough, you can discuss everything at length. But in case if the panel is not that much patient, and if the panel is running short of time, we should be ready with a concise, a short
yes,
introduction
sir.
also. Yes, carry on, Aryan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And after that, the questions they asked, I think they do review your scores before they take an interview of yours, because the level of questions they asked was quite high. When it came to academics, they knew how to strangle you during the interview. They knew how to pinpoint you about a specific topic and then start grilling you over the same topic. Though if you're confident about some topic or you're unsure, you just need to state the fact and then they'll move on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
overall, they are there to test you, but they are not there to just bully you there. That was my
Okay.
general experience of the interview.
Okay.
As
Chalo,
far as
wonderful.
the
So, Aryan,
questions,
can you just tell me how did the process start? Which was the very first question? How the flow of interview was?
so how the interview started was, once I entered the room, I was told to sit down in the chair. And then after that, I was told that I may give a brief introduction of myself. And after my introduction, both the panelists patiently heard my interview or the introduction. And after that, they started questioning me about my intro. One thing, the panelists included one senior professor sir and one ma'am. So the sir was in charge of the academics and the ma'am was in charge of all the GK. So how the sir started was, he knew that math was my favorite subject. So he decided to check how good was my physics and chemistry. As he was aware that I had taken PCM, so he started, okay, math to aata rahega, but do tell me physics chemistry mein se kaun sa strong hai. So
Okay.
that was a bit setback for me. And then, though I think I recovered quite well, I said physics. So he started grilling me over optics and thermodynamics. As for the questions, he asked me the basic laws and what was my physical interpretation of all those topics. Then we moved on to mathematics. Mathematics में basic calculus पूछा, differential equation के basic तरीके कैसे solve करते हैं and all, which was quite manageable. And then quadratic equations की थोड़े बहुत 2-3 basic questions. This was up till the academic part. When we move on to GK part, the first question I was asked, the answer which we have submitted for the interview, in that I had mentioned that I do want to help developing things in a sustainable way. So I was questioned about what do I understand about sustainable development. And to that answer which I gave was that the development while minimizing the negative aspects. Then there was a small 30-second discussion over the same fact. Then we moved on to general posts held by different people in India, such as who is the security advisor of India, who the Chief Justice of India is, who is the current MP of my own constituency, such questions. I was able to handle them a bit well. Beyond that, I was questioned about the elections which might take place in some other countries other than India. We did
Okay,
go over
and
this
Aryan, see,
discussion.
if you remember that, we had a discussion over this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I said that when we had elections in India, so possibly in 2024, which other countries are going for election, possibly a question may be pertaining to that as well. Okay, so were you
Yes,
able to
sir.
handle this question?
Yes, sir. I gave the answer that America is having their elections in November, and so is UK.
Okay,
So ma'am was quite satisfied with the answer, so she did not grill me over the fact. Then beyond that, we moved the sporting events which we discussed, that Olympics is going to take place in Paris.
right,
So those
right.
questions were asked.
Okay, okay.
And beyond that, there were no HR related questions, like there were no ethical dilemmas or the. I was expecting the question that why have I taken management while I am a PCM student? So I think even they anticipated that I am anticipating the question. So they did not go over the fact.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Acha, Aryan,
And
tell me, when you said that after giving the introduction, there were some questions based on your introduction. So what kind of
yes,
questions were
sir.
there?
So for one part, they asked me that I have mentioned in my introduction that I have taken part in almost every local competition of drama.
Okay.
So they did ask me that how do you explain that you took in part in every local competition? What did you do like that? So I did say that I went for my annual days in school and basically tried to find out every small competition or an event I've taken part in. I tried to give them an example to that
Okay, okay,
and
okay.
those. Whereas in academic sense, as I mentioned, he did say math तो ठीक है होता रहेगा, physics chemistry में बताओ.
And that is
So
the
those
reason,
kind of
Aryan,
questions.
जब हमने discuss किया था, at that time I told that be ready with the questions on maths as well as physics. Okay. Chemistry, even I was not expecting much, but generally we see that questions based on physics, the laws of physics. These are very commonly asked in the interview
Yes.
questions at the IIMs. All the students who are now going to have the interviews, you people to understand. The interviews के जितने भी questions हैं, we people can classify them into 3 or 4 categories. सबसे first category, it can be about your personal life. Tell me something about yourself. What are your goals in life? Why IPM? Why this particular college? Okay, what are your strengths and weaknesses? What are your hobbies? Anyway, I do understand Aryan से वो questions नहीं पूछे गए, but that does not mean that IIM इंदौर के किसी भी interview में ये questions नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. That presumption will again be wrong. Interview में students or people understand, you have to expect the unexpected questions. Okay, कई बार हम लोग सोच कर जाते हैं कि very first question is going to be tell me something about yourself. But many times it happens like the discussion may not start from that question. So सबसे पहले तो अपने personal questions को लेकर हमेशा clear होना चाहिए. And that actually gives a lot of confidence once we are very clear about what answers I'm going to give and how and what things I'll be talking about myself. So that clarity gives confidence. Second, academics. जनरली क्या होता है ना आर्यन 12 के बाद जो भी इंटरव्यूज होते हैं उनमें मेजरली कोई वर्क एक्स तो स्टूडेंट्स के पास होता नहीं. तो जनरली जो डिस्कशन होता है वो एकेडमिक्स पर होता है, स्कूलिंग पर होता है, सब्जेक्ट्स पर होता है. ओके, तो ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स यू पीपल हैव टू बी वेरी वेल. ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स जो 11th एंड 12th में थे एंड स्पेशली द मोस्ट फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट जो आपका था. ओके, तो जैसे आर्यन से पूछा गया, इसने बोला होगा कि मैथ्स मेरा वैसे भी मैथ्स इज माय फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट. तो possibly कई बार क्या होता है ना, when you say it's a favorite subject, the panel may ask more questions on that. But in this case, panel ने in fact maths को छोड़ के बाकी subjects पे focus करना start किया. So be ready for that as well. And third important area, current affairs. I see so many students, even if you people know that just after 2-3 days, you people have got your interviews, but still we are not in touch with the newspapers and all. स्टूडेंट्स जितने भी इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स हैं जो होने वाले हैं या हो चुके हैं, यू हैव टू बी रेडी with that information also. And कुछ बहुत important जो post होती है, जैसे आर्यन से क्या पूछा गया, National Security Advisor, Chief Justice of India does that. Okay, some common जो ministers हैं उनके बारे में पूछा जाता है. आपकी constituency या आपका जो place है, who is the collector of that place, who is the SP of that place, who is the newly elected MP of that place. तो ऐसे question किया जाते हैं. Okay, plus बहुत general questions like how many districts are there? Okay, in India or in your state, how many states are there? How many UTs are there? तो ऐसे questions भी पूछे जाते हैं. So Aryan, overall जो panel था वो cooperative था. Was the panel building stress on you, or was patient enough and encouraging you to speak and give the answers properly?
So I would say they were very cooperative, but they were in a hurry.
Okay. Possibly बहुत सारे students wait कर रहे होंगे for the interview. उन्हें भी लग रहा होगा फटाफट finish करो इसको. So when you were waiting outside, waiting time कितना रहा? लगभग 3-4 घंटे या even more?
Sir, not 3-4 घंटे, but I think 1-2 hours तो हो गए थे.
2 hours हो गए थे. ठीक है.
Like the
And
reporting time.
how many candidates were waiting outside?
So I counted about 22.
22 candidates. Okay. And many times students, जो people also see that जो waiting room है, वहाँ पर आपका behavior कैसा होता है, even that has been noticed, understand. हमें लगता है कि interview start होगा interview room में, but actually when you wait, how patiently and how you people are waiting, or possibly कई बार we exhibit very negative body language here. Everything can be monitored. Okay, so बहुत patiently. Okay, warmly सबके साथ interact करते हुए, so people can spend your time when you are waiting for the interview. Okay, so Aryan, any other observation, any other piece of advice?
Yes, sir. The one thing that we might need in an interview is like we need a strong presence of mind. क्योंकि कितना भी सोच लो ये इंटरव्यू ऐसा जाएगा वैसा जाएगा, वो कैसे भी जा सकता है.
Absolutely. So ultimately, all the students, as Aryan was telling, सबसे बड़ा asset किसी भी student का होता है, that is presence of mind. Okay, and for that, see, you people have to be peaceful first. Mind becomes more creative when it is at peace. तो बहुत ज्यादा overwhelm होकर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. बाप रे मेरा इंटरव्यू है, बहुत ज्यादा nervous feel करना, बहुत ज्यादा anxiety feel करना. In that case, even if we know the answers, sometimes we commit blunders. तो बहुत easy, मतलब it is just a conversation, normal conversation. आप आराम से क्वेश्चन को सुनो, take your own time, 2-5 सेकंड का pause लो, understand the question well, and then start speaking. तो बहुत ज्यादा anxiety ना तो रखने की जरूरत है और ना ही exhibit करना. Even if you don't know the answer to any particular question, with a smile you can deny as well, you can say a no as well. There is no problem at all. Students' interviews are not all about questions and answers. It's all about having a very lively conversation. Panel को मजा आना चाहिए आपके साथ discussion करते हुए. So try to engage the panel with the answers. Okay. So I think all the students जिन्होंने इस पूरे discussion को सुना है, thank you very much. And Aryan के लिए, so yes, इस पर एक like तो बनता ही है. And Aryan, all the best. Thank you very much for sharing your wonderful experiences, and all the best for your result as well. I'm very confident. कम से कम interviews में आपका performance बहुत अच्छा रहा होगा. Overall जो collective merit बनेगी, we will see what happens in that. But let us be hopeful and keep the smile. Yes, Aryan से सभी बच्चों को एक चीज जो सीखनी चाहिए. Okay, this boy always has a smile on the face. Students, this is something which can have a magnificent impact on the complete panel as well. What answers you give उससे भी ज़्यादा important है, बिल्कुल positiveness के साथ, जैसे आर्यन की एक बहुत ही childlike smile है, बस उसी के साथ you just enjoy the process and you see how actually success comes to you. Okay, Aryan, thank you very much. Keep smiling. Okay, beta, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.